Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Richard III, and today we get to hear from Lady Anne again in Act 1, Scene 2. So Richard, remember, has decided that he's going to be a villain because he doesn't like this whole peacetime thing. And he's also decided that he is going to woo Lady Anne, even though he killed her husband and King Henry VI, who was her father-in-law. So Act 1, Scene 2, we start out with Lady Anne, daughter of Warwick, widow of Edward, mourning and sole mourner of Henry VI. She's the only one in the funeral procession. So yesterday's monologue, she had the pallbearers set down the casket so she could mourn him properly, and also so that she could curse Richard, because she hates Richard. She's so absolutely livid with him for having killed all of the people that he has killed. So then, of course, he magically shows up just as the procession is about to go on again, and he tells them to put the casket down and threatens the pallbearers to put the casket down, so they do. And he's like, Anne, I need to talk to you for just a minute. And Lady Anne says, "Foul devil, for God's sake, hence, and trouble us not. For thou hast made the happy earth thy hell, filled it with cursing cries and deep exclaims. If thou delight to view thy heinous deeds, behold this pattern of thy butcheries. O gentlemen, see! See dead Henry's wounds open their congealed mouths and bleed afresh. Blush, blush, thou lump of foul deformity, for 'tis thy presence that exhales this blood from cold and empty veins where no blood dwells. Thy deeds, inhuman and unnatural, provokes this deluge most unnatural. O God, which this blood madest, revenge his death. O earth, which this blood drinkst, revenge his death. Either heaven with lightning strike the murderer dead, or earth gape open wide and eat him quick, as thou dost swallow up this good king's blood, which his hell-governed arm hath butchered." She's got a little venom in her. She lets him know in no uncertain terms that she is livid. She points out all of the places where Henry was stabbed by Richard, and she's like, check it out. Like the fact that he's here is like killing Henry all over again. He started to bleed anew. It's metaphorical. It's probably not something that actually physically happened. But she's like, sort of like you would take a puppy and push their nose in the poop when they poop on the floor and they're not supposed to. She's like taking King Henry's body and metaphorically smushing Richard's face in it, hoping that he'll learn that he's not supposed to do this sort of thing. But then she also calls upon the heavens and the earth to strike Richard dead in some respect. And Richard is like, ouch, but let me tell you why I did it. And she's like, no. And he's like, no, but just give me a second. Let me tell you why I did it. And she's like, no. And he keeps persisting, and as he's persisting, he starts to woo her, or at least try to woo her. He starts to say, he like calls her an angel, and he suggests that he only killed the people that he killed because he was so in love with her that he needed to get them out of the way, or all of that sort of thing. And he's like, I can be a better husband to you, and I will not rest fully until you are sleeping in the bed beside me, and all this sort of thing. And he's going on and saying, I'm the better man, I'm the better husband, so it's good that he's gone off to heaven, and shouldn't you be thanking me for sending him off to heaven where he fits in better? And she's like, well, you don't fit in anywhere, and all that sort of stuff. And he has some lovely retorts that come tomorrow after she spits at him and wishes that she could shoot daggers out of her eyes at him. He's got some thoughts on that and some things to say about that, but we'll get more into it tomorrow. Seriously, if you want to read a scene that has some truly wonderfully creative insults in it, just give this scene a read. It's got some really good ones. Anyway, we get a little bit more of it tomorrow, so I will see you then for that. Mwah.